Lena James. Of course we know Lena James. Of course. From Baltimore, right? Now, you know we gotta start at the beginning. You know that. We gotta start with her mother, Miss Etta James. Not the famous singer, no. Miss Etta James from Latrobe Projects, Baltimore. Yeah, raised Lena by herself, man. Now, her father, of course, we can keep this very quick now. He was a dude that got money. He formed a habit. If you guys familiar with Baltimore, back then, and he transitioned. So we'll leave it at that. Good man though. But Miss Etta, she did the best she could under the circumstances, she was under. Can't really, great mother, can't really knock her. Now, if you know Lena back then, you already know she was rolling with Yolanda since around middle school, a little bit, maybe, yeah, middle school. They stuffed Mindy in the locker. I mean, terrorizing the middle school, carrying it. But see, Lena was always a good student, though. Don't ever get that twisted. Stellar student, and she also ran track and played a little basketball too. She ended up going to Lincoln High. You know, her freshman year at Lincoln, that's when she was messing. She had a crush on the little dude from the Pink House Projects. That was actually mentioned in the episode. We're gonna get on that episode though, classic episode. But she wrote a rap. She wrote a rap for him. Lena always liked poetry. That was her thing. So the folklore goes, Lena was, spitting her rap for the dude in the Pink House Projects and whatnot, and Piccolo and Champ walked over there and just like, Piccolo just stole off on him, crushed him, like beat him down. And I mean, I don't know, I guess Lena was turned on by that. Like, Lena, her father, father wasn't dead. She needed a dude, like we gonna get on that. We gonna get on that because it shows her freshman year of college when she really, could get out of the braces, like the handcuffs of Piccolo, but nonetheless, freshman year, all throughout high school, she's messing with Piccolo. I mean, you guys seen the pictures before, right? I'm sure you guys know. Everybody knows this. They were like Bonnie and Clyde, Romeo and Juliet. You heard them say it on the episode. You guys know. And Piccolo, he loved Lena. But, throughout high school, 10th, 11th, Piccolo ended up dropping out and investing in dog food, if you guys know what I mean. His man Rico, whom they speak on in the episode, him and his man Rico's from Latrobe, right? Piccolo is not, but Piccolo would go around Latrobe to mess with Lena, of course, and mess with his man Rico. He ended up dropping out, right? You already know Miss James. She coming up off a city job, making ends meet. She loved Piccolo. Piccolo breaking her off, with a little bit of bread, paying the bills and whatnot. So now she basically letting Piccolo stay there, so he basically sleeping over there with Lena, at an early age, just like 11th grade. So Lena's senior year, you gotta understand, around this time, crack cocaine selling like hotcakes. So Lena's senior year, right? She running track. She doing good in basketball, but she's doing real good in track. It's looking like Hillman can get her a partial scholarship, and she thinking about majoring in engineering. So she at Lincoln, she doing her thing, right? Piccolo is like becoming a little demanding. He getting a little bit of money and he talking to her anyway. They a little young. And Lena, she a little bit outspoken too, so they getting into little domestic disputes, and Miss James not really having it. You know, police was called a couple times. They juveniles. It's tricky. It's a different time, though, right? This back in the day, right? I shouldn't even be telling y'all this, but you already know. Random rants, right? So, yeah, basically, they end up breaking up, right? He ended up moving. Rico ended up getting a spot around Cherry Hill, around his father way. He ended up moving in with Rico, and they set up shop over there, right? So they moving around there. You feel me? Him, Champ. Y'all remember Champ, Rico, and Piccolo. Boom. Lena doing her thing, right? Singing, yeah. They still together, but they off and on, you know. Now, Yolanda's still with her. You feel me? Lena getting hers. You feel me? This her senior year. Great grades. Boom. She graduate, right? She about to go to Hillman. You know, her and Piccolo hit it off one last time. You feel me? Her, Champ, you know, Yolanda. They hit a B More club. You know, probably the Paradox. One of them little spots. You feel me? Hammerjacks. You already know one of them spots. You know, they off the 40s. This back in the day. They off the 40s. You feel me? They off the Blue Beach Gin and Juice. Seagrams. You feel me? You wasn't there. They was there. I'm telling you. You feel me? Yeah, she ended up going to Hillman. Let's start that chapter. Now, you guys remember, she's introduced in season 5, right? That's after Dwayne Wayne and the normal class that you're familiar with the exception of Ron, because he's still in school. But all of them, Freddie, Kim, Whitley, they all graduated. And they're doing their entry-level jobs in season 5. And Lena's a freshman on a partial track scholarship as an engineer major coming out of Lincoln High School. God bless Miss James, you know. One thing Miss James could do was cook. Because she taught Lena how to cook that good gumbo. Yep. I don't know if you guys remember that episode. Oh, y'all really don't remember. Well, let me remind you. Remember, Lena moved in that lavish new dorm? What was it? If I can recall, Height Hall, I believe. Kim and Whitley were the RAs. Lena was originally living with Whitley. Then she got her own room. She was cooking that good gumbo on the side. Yep, cooking that good gumbo on the side. Because that's what Miss James taught her. Because she was asking Miss James for money. Miss James was like, look, sweetie, you better know what you got. You use your resources, sweetheart. Make $1. Better be a hustler. Huh. Or you better ask your boyfriend Piccolo. And she wasn't going to do that. Lena wasn't going to do that. So she started cooking gumbo. Almost burnt the daggone Height Hall down. Y'all, you guys remember it? The picture's right here. Y'all remember? Yep. Oh, what about this classic episode? What about this classic episode? When she was in the calculus class. She's in Dwayne's calculus class, actually. And she needs a little help. You know, need a little one-on-one help. So she asks him, you know, you mind giving me a tutor? And he says, I don't mind. Come over. Give you about an hour and a half. So she comes over. And they bond. He uses basketball to connect it with calculus so Lena can understand, you know. She's an engineer major, you know. She's coming out of Baltimore. So Whitley catches Dwayne in an awkward situation, which you could see right there, right? And, you know, he just proposed to Whitley last season, you know. Lena's already aware of this. Lena knows who Dwayne Wayne is and knows who Whitley Gilbert is by now. You know, but she's Lena James, right? You know, she gonna go after hers, right? I guess, right? This leads to Lena making a complete fool of herself, right? She leaves a voicemail on her teacher's phone, like personal phone. A rap. Oh, Dwayne, I think you fly. And something, you my type of guy. Like all that little suave early 90s hippity hop doing all, yeah. Like Whitley heard that. You feel me? And what's funny is, and I left this part out. Whitley saved her. Whitley saved her. When she almost burnt the daggone dorm down, she was about to get suspended. Whitley stuck her neck out there and saved her. You feel me? She going smack at her fiance. Like, sweetie, you're a freshman. I ain't even trying to put your business out there, but my cousin was going there then. My cousin was going to Hillman then. I'm already hip. Yeah, you was a freshman, couple dudes off the football team. Yeah. Oh, well, I said it. Yeah, they was doing that. You want to go smack at your teacher? Really? Whitley stuck her neck again. Man was like, look, that's my dude. Had to talk with her. Like, that's my dude, Slim. Like, I understand you with one of them, he's irresistible. But, sweetie, you need to move correctly. This is Hillman, babe. Maybe one day you can find a dude. Because my freshman year, I wasn't liked. She said it. Nobody liked me, and that was a fact. Everybody was on Shorty, the dropout, Denise Huxtable, right? But, yeah. Smooth gave her game. And could have, Whitley could have definitely messed her life up, Slim. Gave her a game, Slim. And you know, it's so funny because Lena's freshman year, right? She was the stereotypical, I just came from the hood college person. Because usually it's males, but I guess it's with females too. I mean, I've only saw it from the male's perspective, you know, but usually that guy from the hood or that girl from the hood, when they're in college and they're around all those other people, they're going to let you know. Like, they got to let you know that. Like, okay, well, why don't you meet some new people? Because your hood friends aren't here. You know, and she's told Dwayne that during the tutor session. I don't feel like I fit in at Hillman. You know, the girls are too uppity. The guys are just too preppy. You know, I miss my crew from back home. And you know what's funny? That episode, I believe it's season 5, episode 6. She actually mentions Piccolo during that scene. Dwayne was shooting some trash in a trash can and he missed. And she was like, oh, you just like my boy Piccolo. He can't play ball either. And she was all in his face. Knowing he got a fiance, you know. Anyway, at the end of that episode, after Whitley gave her that game and all that, right? You can see she's with another older tutor. So she's still doing her thing and getting around, right? And that's how she is her freshman year. But let's get to her sophomore year, season 6, the final season, right? Okay, so around her way, Yolanda, before season 6 started, Yolanda's already hit her up on the phone and was like, yeah, you know, Rico, you know, he transitioned, you know, so Piccolo was messed up, but Piccolo ain't called Lena. And, you know, Lena was, you know, basically giving, like, she was only contacting Yolanda. She wasn't really talking to Champ and Piccolo and them like that no more. She was changing her ways, you know. So it's her sophomore year. Lena's working in the caf because, you know, obviously she can't do the hustle no more. She almost burnt down the residence hall and she had to pay that back. So she's been doing that for, you know, to pay off the other end of her scholarship, basically, right? Nonetheless, it's her sophomore year now. And she's changed. She got a nice little, got her hair done now. She's coming back. She's feeling herself. She's still going to smack Charmaine. She helped Charmaine move in and went smack at her dude. Like, damn, this her dude from high school. Like, really? Like, Lena, you been here for a whole year. You hit 3 dudes off the football team. You feel me? You didn't hit a teacher. Like, you tried to hit Dwayne. I ain't trying to do too much, but we watched the episodes. But yeah, she, you know, back to doing her. She's stepping now, though, right? We find out that she was stepping. She was messing with her on the low. From what I heard, her freshman year, towards the end of the summer, she was messing with a little Sigma dude, like a dude that pledged Phi Beta Sigma and whatnot. And yeah, she was messing with him, started stepping and whatnot, and she was thinking about, pledging something and whatnot, but she ain't never really could do. I guess he used and abused her like the rest of the dudes on Hillman campus. But let's get back to the story. That's neither here nor there, right? Dorian, the basketball star. I know y'all remember him, right? Dorian Hayward. Yeah, freshman basketball star. He was pretty good too. I mean, freshman year came in averaging about 15. That ain't bad. He was all right till he blew his knee out his senior year. But we're gonna get on. We're gonna get on Dorian. We're gonna get on Dorian. We're gonna get on Dorian. We're gonna get on Dorian eventually. But y'all remember? What was it? Season 6, episode 14, right? I know y'all remember that episode. He finally asked her out. They went out to the party. Lena wanna, let's just say, she want Dorian to GTD, get the draws. And what she ain't know was Dorian went to a private school his whole life. All he did was play basketball. Dorian don't drink, Dorian don't smoke, and Dorian don't shebang. you feel me? And she found that out the hard way. They get to making out. He was like, yeah, I ain't really trying to do that. And it got to the point she thought Gina and Charmaine was like putting her on as like, nah, y'all, you joking, right? Like, nah, like I'm waiting till I'm married, I'm a square. I'm Dorian. I be dropping 15. I'm a cold square. So yeah, Lena ended up still messing with the dude. She was like, forget it. This dude, all right. He got a future. And he ain't from Baltimore. Like, I think his parents is like own a church somewhere. So I should be all right messing with him. And I ain't mad at Lena. You got to get in where you fit in. She's still an engineer major, but get in where you fit in, sweetheart. And that's all fun and games until the legendary episode. I know you guys was waiting for it, right? Uh-huh. Yep. When Yolanda Champion Piccolo arrived on Hillman's campus. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. A lot of questions is answered in this particular episode about Lena, Now, y'all seen the episode. Lena's in the cave, cooling. Yolanda and Champ walks in. Next thing you know, Piccolo walks in. Kiss her. Right in front of Dorian. Dorian ain't do a damn thing. He ain't do a damn thing. You sat and watched that. Cool, right? They introduce each other. And it's like, yeah, this is my boyfriend, Dorian. This is my ex Piccolo. It was like, like, what's so funny? Oh, because she said boyfriend, and you got that Richie Cunningham sweater on. I got a West Coast accent, and I'm from Baltimore in real life. Like, Piccolo, stop. She should have told Piccolo, like, you from Baltimore. Why you talking like you from L.A.? But that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. And he snapped back. He was like, Richie Cunningham sweater? You look like Santa's elf. Square. He don't shebang, he don't smoke, he don't drink, all he do is ball. And think about if Piccolo, like, whenever he come, I gotta be ready for him. Because that's all Lena talk about. You feel me? So, boom. And, of course, on this episode, I don't know if you remember, like, she gets into it with Yolanda. Because, see, that's one thing. Lena always knew she was better than a city job. The same city job that fed her, she knew she could do more. She knew she could get more. And Yolanda was okay with that city job. And, people change, man. Like, they just couldn't. Lena wasn't the same Lena that she was her freshman year. She was still going. Because, look. Now, y'all remember Jaina? I know y'all remember that scene. Jaina was trying to get at Piccolo. Gina was like, yeah, they gonna be at the dance tonight. I'm trying to get that Piccolo. Yolanda was like, huh? I thought you was with my man that be wearing the hats. We gonna have an episode on him too. My man that be wearing the hats. I think his name is Terrence or something. I forgot his name. It's irrelevant right now. She was like, nah, I need me Piccolo. Here go Lena. I don't. He's off limits. You can't have him. She was like, but you with Dorian. It doesn't matter. Like, look at you. Look at you. Says a lot about you, right? And then here go Yolanda. I know he wasn't hitting it like Piccolo. I know Dorian ain't hitting it like Piccolo is. You feel me? Crazy, man. And let's get to the dance. I know y'all waiting for that, right? The fight scene, right? See Dorian dancing all on her close like a clown. Piccolo waiting in the cut like a sniper. Piccolo already had her. Dorian's never had her. Piccolo had her backwards, forwards, upside down, sideways. You already know. He just waiting for the right time like a sniper. You see that look on his face? Waiting. Basketball star Dorian, he walk off. Pick gonna go over there, get his chick, dance with her, And she said something. She was like, she tested Pick's ego. Pick was like, I know this schoolboy dude ain't hitting it like I was hitting it. Because he was hitting it. Remember, he was staying there. And he said that in the beginning of the episode. Oh, we could shack up. It's like, nah, you can stay with Dorian. Oh, we could shack up like old times. Because remember, he was living with her. You feel me? It's like, yeah, though. I know he ain't hitting it like I was hitting it. She was like, you know what, Piccolo? You wasn't even all that. Like, damn. He wasn't all that. I forgot you had 3 of the football players and a couple of other dudes. The Sigma dude, right? Sigma John, right? You ain't have Sigma John? Like, am I lying? You feel me? This leads to them getting into a verbal... It got a little loud and Dorian felt like he had to step in, right? And Dorian, I ain't gonna hold you. Dorian, he popped off on Piccolo, but if you see the picture, right? Piccolo beat that boy down, man. And he lucky he didn't get locked up because that dude is a basketball star. Like, Lena had to, tell him to not press charges because, Piccolo, Virginia, Hillman's in Virginia. go out there on vacation, leave on probation, and this 92. This 92. You feel me? So, yeah, Piccolo beat that boy down, though, man. I ain't gonna lie. He beat that boy down, man. She ended up making up with him, man, as y'all can see, though. The dude is a sucker. He's a square. You feel me? She can just take advantage of him. And the whole time, look, she might have been still messing with a couple people on the side. That's neither here nor there. But anyway, Lena ends up graduating. She graduates from Hillman. And she doesn't stay with Dorian. Dorian's preacher parents does not approve of Lena. It doesn't matter. They don't stay together. But Lena's doing good. I still, holler at her from time to time. She cool peoples. Yeah, she cool people. She actually mentored my cousin a couple years ago and whatnot. And, worked on her essay for college and whatnot. So shout outs to Lena, man. Shout outs to her mother. Rest in peace to Miss James, man. All that, man. Random Rants, we doing it, man. Think I'm gonna hit y'all with Walter White Jr. Next. So that's coming up too.